Well, hello, YouTube Power Hour Squad. Erica here for a brand new interview for you. So, for this episode of the podcast, I'm interviewing Sonia Garg, who shares about her experiences being a YouTube creator in India. There was a lot of really interesting things that I had never known about that I learned while interviewing her. And I think you're really going to enjoy just her positivity and her whole attitude about her YouTube channel. Sonia has about 120,000 YouTube subscribers, and she started her channel about 2.5 years ago. But in 2020, she really focused on it, and that focus really helped to propel her channel forward. If you're new here, my name is Erica Vieira. I am a YouTube strategist and coach, having helped more than 500 women behind the scenes grow on YouTube. And on this channel, I come in front of the camera to interview well-known female content creators where together we pull back the curtain to reveal what it's really like to be successful on YouTube. So if that sounds like your jam, hit the subscribe button and the notification bell because I upload 2 videos every single week. Enjoy the interview. Mwah. Well, hello, Sonia. Welcome to the podcast.
Hello, hi.
Thank you so much for coming on here. I know where you're at in the world. It is very, very early. It is 5 a.m.
5 a.m.
5
Yes.
a.m. So thank you so much for coming on to the show and sharing your YouTube journey. So why don't we get started with you sharing with our viewers and listeners what inspired you to get onto YouTube and when was that exactly?
So when I was in college, I started with my blog. So I didn't, initially started with my YouTube. So I was a blogger first, and then I explored the YouTube part of it. I had no idea, like someday I will be a YouTuber. It just happened, even I don't know how it happened. It was just in the process. So I was just evolving and I was just exploring this part of it. And I actually enjoyed making videos here so much that now, like right now, it's my full-time job. Like, for example, this is 5 a.m. right now here in India, and we were just still shooting. So that's how much we love this kind of job. And, you don't have to think about, what time it is. You just go ahead and do it. And also, when I was in college, I did my blog, and after 3, 4 years, I left my fashion college. I later got enrolled into a fashion college for my post graduation. I left it, and then I started my YouTube channel.
Okay. And so how many years ago was that when you started your YouTube channel?
2.5.
Okay, so 2.5 years. And
Yeah.
then so 2.5 years ago is when you started your YouTube?
Yes.
Okay. And then so now you do YouTube full time. Were you doing YouTube full
Exactly.
time when you first started your channel?
No,
No. Okay.
because I was in my college also. That time I just started my YouTube channel, but I was not able to give it that much of time.
Mm-hmm.
And then I left college and everything in between. I didn't even complete my full college.
Oh,
I am
okay.
basically a dropout. And then I was like, this is something which I want to do for the rest of my life. And now I'm doing it passionately.
Yeah. And so when did
Yeah.
you find that your YouTube channel really got some momentum? So you started it 2.5 years ago. At what point did you feel like, oh wow, this can really be something for me?
Okay, so initially, obviously, you're just starting out. You cannot expect your YouTube channel to blow up. You obviously have to put in a lot of hard work. And once I started getting, good comments and everything, I was like, okay, this is going fine. But there was this one time I was just outside in a market with my mom, and there was this girl who just came up to me and she was like, I watch your videos. And my mom got so excited. She was like, you have to do it only.
That's very cool. That's cool.
Yeah.
And so, what about with your YouTube channel itself? Was there a video that took off, or at what point did your like you said, you
Yes.
can't expect for it to blow up right away. So, what was that for you? What point was that for you?
So initially, I was trying out with many different kind of content. Like I would create content on everything, be it fashion, lifestyle, beauty, styling, fitness, everything. And there was this one time where I was like, okay, let's try something different. Okay, and I just explored the photography side of it. I had no idea that it would blow up so much, and it actually did. So there was this photography video. that year it didn't get that much of attention, but preceding years it slowly blew up so much, and that's the highest viewed video on my channel. And the best part is ki that time my channel was not even based on that. So it was a photography video. It was like how you can pose as a shy girl,
Mm-hmm.
and people loved it.
Yeah. So you decided to upload a video that was, you said your channel wasn't based on that. So what is your channel really about?
So right now it's about everything, because the moment that video got so much attention, that made me realize that YouTube isn't about restricting yourself. You can literally explore so many things and people are gonna love it. I mean, that's the beauty about it.
Yeah. Yeah. So do you find that so who would you say then that your audience is?
They are basically teenagers,
Mm.
school-going students up until to the age of mine, like 23, 24. So basically, young age people mostly watch my videos, but I have people ranging from like 50 years also. I don't know, like, I don't know. That is it.
Yeah. But you're saying it's usually
Yeah.
people that are your age or younger.
Yes.
And so
Yes. They are teenagers.
what are some of their favorite types of videos that you do?
They love watching anything fashion or
Mm.
styling, like
Mm-hmm.
affordable styling, because obviously you are short with your pocket money and everything during that time in your life. So they always love those little tips and hacks, and you know how you can create so many looks
Mm-hmm.
with just one t-shirt, probably. So they just love that affordable side of my channel.
Oh, and so are those the ones
Yeah.
that tend to get the higher views? Like the
Yes.
fashion ones?
Yeah.
So then, since your channel is about kind of like you said, it's like it's not about restricting, it's about really being doing what you want to do, then how do you come up with the video topics that you want to do on your channel?
So whenever I'm deciding about the topics
Mm-hmm.
which I want to work on, so I always think as a audience,
Mm.
like what would I want to see on YouTube channel? Like what thumbnail or what video would make me, so excited that I would actually click on it.
Mm-hmm.
And that's how I think of my, YouTube videos, and that is actually helping me a lot. And this kind of thing I started working this year only. Like earlier that I used to just take up my audience's request. I still do that, but I always, turn it around with something I want to do as well. So we find a middle ground that way.
Yeah, because I know you had said, like prior to us recording, that 2020 was really the year that you really took your channel seriously.
Yes.
And so
Yeah.
it wasn't necessarily when you went full time on YouTube, right? Because when did you go full time on YouTube?
2020 only,
Okay.
because last year I took a year's break. I
Mm.
was still posting, but not very regularly. And 2020, I thought that I am going to be, focusing my whole attention on my YouTube. I want to take it somewhere because, I've already been giving so much of my energy into it. So I was like, let's do it
Mm.
no matter what.
Yeah. Gosh, making that commitment is so huge.
Exactly.
Yeah. So
Yeah.
what was going on for you where you just said, I got to make YouTube a priority. I have to focus on it 100%.
Yes, so what I did, I just changed my schedule, like posting schedule completely. Like for example, I would post one video or two video in a month, and
Mm.
now I'm posting new video every other day
Mm.
since January.
Wow. So since January,
Yeah.
you went from posting a couple times a month to once every other day?
Yes,
Okay.
yes.
So then what types of changes did you see that happened because you did that?
So, like the half of my audience from my previous years, they stopped responding because I was not posting anything. So they sort of got up from their sleep and they
Mm.
started watching my videos again. So that
Mm.
was good. And at the same time, I attracted so many other audiences as well, all over India and from around the world, because I was posting so constantly.
Mm-hmm.
Because if other YouTubers are not posting anything, I was the one who was giving something on YouTube.
Mm-hmm.
In that category, you can say. So people would always be like, okay, who is she? Her videos are popping every day. Let me click it. And that actually helped me gain many subscribers as well.
Yeah. Do you remember how many subscribers you had?
Yes,
Uh-huh.
vividly.
Yeah. Okay.
So I had like 25 to 27,000 subscribers,
Mm.
and now we have like in October 148K subscribers.
Wow. Wow. So you've
Yeah.
grown very quickly just these last, this year so far, 2020.
Exactly. Yeah.
And you
It's
think,
like my channel is born this year only.
yeah. Well, I mean, it's like you made that commitment to YouTube. You're doing it full
Yes.
time. So what's great is that your energy putting into YouTube is actually resulting in success for you.
I was like, कि, okay, I want to try it because I anyway love making YouTube videos. I love creating content. I was like, why is it so hard? It shouldn't be so hard. It's just something I'm not doing it. That's why, it's hard for me. And I was like, let's do it and let's see what it is all about. And
Hmm.
I actually learned many things from it. And
Yeah.
that's actually quite working well, yeah.
What are some of the things that you learned?
Consistency,
Mm-hmm.
and motivating yourself time and again because it's very hard, and being patient about it, and you sort of create a habit. It sort of becomes your lifestyle, that okay, like
Mm.
discipline you learn from it. Like, okay, this is your posting schedule and these are the other things which you have on this and this time, otherwise your video is not going live. And at the end it just does not become about the video, it also becomes about what you're doing behind the scenes. It also becomes how you're planning out your life behind the scenes so that the video goes up. And
Mm-hmm.
at the same time you have to um, be patient with your mental health as well.
Yeah. So what do you mean about that? Be patient with your mental health.
Because mostly what happens is you're putting yourself out in front of people so much that you just stop taking care of your own self.
Mm.
And I think that's one negative thing about it, but
Mm-hmm.
slowly you just learn how to deal with it if you want to do something in this YouTube or online career, I would say.
Yeah, it's part of the. It's
Exactly.
just part of it. So
Yeah.
how do you deal with it?
I take my breaks.
Hmm.
I still post on my time, but I don't feel guilty anymore. Okay, I'm not posting anything. If sometimes I miss my schedule, I'm like, okay, Sonia, not a big deal. People are not going to forget you. So that's the constant fear you get in your head
Hmm.
all the time being on YouTube, because there are so many people coming daily, and I know that is not going to be making any difference because people have subscribed to you because they love you, but still
Mm-hmm.
that constant fear is always there.
Mm.
But I think it's not there anymore. Slowly, I'm working on it.
Yeah, that's interesting because you feel as if you're not. Did you have this fear before, or did it start to happen after you started to see some growth once you were really committed?
I had it before,
Mm-hmm.
and that's the reason why I took a year's break last year. Still, I was posting, but I wanted to be like, I want to make videos on my own terms.
Mm.
And I don't want to be like, oh, YouTube wants me to make
Mm.
videos daily. So I was like, I'm gonna make videos, whenever I want to. That's why I was posting like randomly anytime. And that kind of helped me create so many videos this year because I was very okay with, okay, if the video goes out, okay, if it doesn't go out,
Mm-hmm.
still also it's okay.
But you're still, for the most part, though, you're consistently doing like what, 3 videos a week, 3 or 4 videos a week?
Yes, yes, yes.
Yeah. Oh,
Yeah.
wow. And so what does your schedule look like for a week to get that out?
So it's always, what kind of video I want to post, replying to comments daily, mostly all of the comments. And at the same time, I'm doing content creation on my Instagram as well.
Mm.
And then we have a few brand collaborations also. So for that also, we have to plan separately because I have to, deal with my daily uploading schedule as well.
Mm-hmm.
So that is separate, and then I have my gym and everything. So personal life a little bit. Otherwise, mostly it's just shooting and churning out content. That's it.
So
That is
that's
literally it.
that's all you do.
Yes.
So how
But
many?
I'm fine with it. I
Yeah,
love it. It's fun.
yeah. I mean, that's. I mean, with YouTube, you have to love it because it is a lot of
What I
work.
love about YouTube is that I'm just putting up the video and I'm getting instant reaction.
Mm.
Like I'm getting instant response if people are loving it or not loving it. So I just love that thing about it. And people are so transparent on YouTube, I guess. Unlike other social media platforms, people are way too real on YouTube. So they will give you like real criticism or anything. Like it would be real always.
Yeah. So it sounds like you really pay attention to the comments. You interact with
I
your
do.
audience.
I do. That's very important. You can't miss that because you're doing videos for them. You want them to see it.
Yeah, that's so true. And so, how
Yes.
many hours a day would you say you spend on your YouTube, or hours a week too?
Do like making videos and everything combined, or just me being on my laptop? I don't get it.
Like everything, all the time that's required for you to put your YouTube channel together.
There are literally no hours. I can't speak for other YouTubers because I don't know how they work. So here, what is happening? I'm thinking of the content. I'm shooting it. I'm editing it, post production. I'm uploading it. I'm also replying to the comments. And the next day, I already have to think of the video which I want to shoot the next day, and then the same cycle repeats. So basically, there are no hours fixed. As I said, like it's 5 a.m. in the morning here, and we were still shooting. So there
Wow.
are no fixed hours. It's very flexible. You can just work accordingly. Like there are people who are doing jobs, but at the same time They're doing YouTube. So it really depends on how you are managing it for your own self. But for
Yeah.
me, like there are no hours.
Yeah. No, but how many? Do you know how many hours in a week?
In a week, how many hours in a week? It's probably like 16 hours a day. So you can do
Oh,
the maths, right?
wow.
Yeah,
So it's yeah,
I
that's like
know.
a tell. I mean, you definitely are working hard, but it's I find this with a lot of YouTube creators, especially people that are in your position right now, where it sounds like you're in a position right now of growth, like you're in your growth phase,
Yeah.
and it's like you have to, in a way, take advantage and just really grind and work because you're riding that
That's the
YouTube
time.
wave. Yeah, now's the time to do it.
That's so true. That's so true. Sometimes I feel like let's take a break, but at the
Mm-hmm.
same time, you're seeing such good result, you
Mm.
just don't want to stop. That's
Yeah.
the little greed right there. But at
Mm-hmm.
the same time, that's motivating, right?
Mm-hmm.
Because anyway, you are making, videos on YouTube. So why not get little motivated from the results you're getting and then create the content? I mean, that's the best motivation you can get from this.
Yeah, definitely. And are you doing it by yourself? Because I know a couple of times you've said we doing this. So is it? Do you have a
I
team?
always say we. I don't know why. That's my thing. That's my thing. Like even if I'm replying to mails, I just don't like everything coming to I. It's
Oh,
always we or us. I don't know what's up with me. But yeah, sometimes my mom helps me and my boyfriend also helps me shooting with my videos. So yeah, that's always there.
but it's mainly you. You're the main one
Yes,
doing it.
yes, yes.
Got it. And
I have
so,
made so many self-help videos also, like
mm,
how you can take your own photos and how you can film your own YouTube videos. So
mm.
that's the new thing I'm trying these days.
And how's that working out?
Perfectly. People are like, where were you? We wanted this from so long.
Wow, that's great.
Yeah.
And
Yes.
I know you're in India, and you mentioned that a lot of your audience is from India. Is that the case for your channel? Does it seem like the majority of your viewers are from India?
Yes.
Okay.
Yes, it is.
Okay.
Like 80%, 80 to 85% of my audience is from India, and
Mm-hmm.
then comes Nepal and a little bit of United States.
Mm-hmm.
So those are the top three countries for me.
Yeah, that I mean
Yeah.
that's great. That's awesome. And so for you then, where do you see your channel going or the like your future career? Because I know you said you were in school and then you dropped out to do
I,
YouTube
I'm
full
not
time.
I'm
Yeah.
not in school anymore.
Yeah, and you dropped out
Yeah.
and
Yes,
then now
yes,
you're
yes.
doing YouTube. And so where do you see yourself a few years from now? Doing YouTube more, or are there any other things that you want to do along with your YouTube?
Exactly. Yes. YouTube is something which I want to do for the rest of my life. But at the same time, I want to take it to some level where I'm like, okay, now I can explore other things also, because I don't want YouTube to be my only source of income
Mm-hmm.
in a way, because it's always good to have other options. And at the same time, I love doing that. For example, I want to work on my presets because I love the photography also,
Mm-hmm.
and then I want to do something with my clothing line as well. So there are other areas also which I want to explore
Mm-hmm. And so you are supporting yourself right now with just your YouTube channel, right? Because it's your
with
full-time job.
YouTube and Instagram.
And Instagram. Okay, how big is your
Yeah.
Instagram?
It's at 57, 58,000 followers right
Okay.
now.
So
Yeah.
I'm assuming then if you do brand deals, you're doing them on both your YouTube and your Instagram.
Yeah. Yeah.
Got it. And so for you, since this is your full-time income, what I know because I know you mentioned that you do work with brands. So what percentage of your total income would you say is from AdSense versus brands? I don't know, maybe affiliates.
Affiliates also we started doing recently only.
Mm-hmm.
So I don't have, much idea about it, but it's going really well. Like I have seen the analytics and everything, but it's not there yet. But I
Mm-hmm.
would say collaborations are anyway something which pay you really well apart from AdSense, because in India the CPM is very low
Mm.
that way. So most of my income is from brand collaborations, and that is the case in India, like with
Yeah.
all the YouTubers.
Okay, got it.
Yes.
Um, and why is the CPM so low in India?
I have no idea.
Mm.
Actually, I do, because the companies are not very comfortable to
To put
put
the
in there a lot
ads.
of money. Yes,
Mm-hmm.
yes, yes. Because YouTube in India is something which is growing but
Yeah.
still not explored with a lot of people. So brands are very peculiar about it.
Yeah. So do you know like on
Yes.
average what the average CPM is for your videos or for in general?
It keeps changing.
Mm-hmm.
For a
Yeah.
few months, it's like 0.56,
Oh.
and so exactly, and
Mm-hmm.
sometimes it's $1 or 1.51
Oh.
maximum.
So to make a living being in India
Yeah.
as an Indian YouTuber, it's you can't really rely on the AdSense.
Exactly. That's why
Mm.
people always, like on YouTube in India, people always try to create more of the trendy topics, which is great also, because I understand that kind of puts you on the,
Yeah.
trending page. Always helpful. Um, so yeah, but at the same time, I guess it's very important to be, popular a bit, because that's how, brands sort of want to connect with you. But that's
Mm-hmm.
okay, that is not the case always, because with me this has happened, like if the content is good, the brands are gonna come anyway.
Mm-hmm.
So there are both the sides, and it really depends.
So have you found that in India are a lot of brands though more willing to do collaborations with YouTubers?
Yes, yes, yes.
Mm.
I don't know, I think they love doing collaborations, but at the same time, it's a very good way to advertise their product, because in India, like new product is coming every single day.
Mm-hmm.
And not only they want to collaborate with big number YouTubers,
Mm-hmm.
but I've seen so many people with like 10,000, 15,000 subscribers also. And they are also doing the same endorsement,
Mm.
which the brand has earlier contacted us with. So that also happens.
So how do you usually get these brand deals? Do you have a manager, or are they just reaching out to you directly?
I handle everything, yeah, directly
Yeah,
via
yeah,
mail.
yeah. So they just find you.
Yes.
Got it. So how often are you doing brand deals or sponsored video content?
So earlier, I was doing like probably like 4 to 5 a month,
Mm.
but now I'm like I can't do many because people don't like watching so many ads on your videos because already there's one ad coming in the
Yeah.
beginning or somewhere in the middle also. So I'm taking something which I, personally connect with and I
Mm-hmm.
have tried before, and that only I try to, work with on
Mm-hmm.
my videos as well. Yeah.
Yeah. So what types of brands do you work with?
Mostly skincare,
Mm.
fashion.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, that's really interesting. So, okay, we're nearing the end of the interview, and this is what I like to call the.
Already.
Well, we're not done yet. We've got more. We've got more. A lot more
Okay.
questions. But this is what I call the hot seat round. So these
Okay.
questions I ask everybody that's come onto the show, and you just kind of answer them like the first thing you think of. So the first question is, what is your highest viewed video on your channel? When did you upload it? What it's about, and then how much in AdSense did you make from it?
It was that same video which we talked about earlier,
Mm-hmm.
how to pose for a shy girl.
Mm-hmm.
And it got around, okay, I have it right. It got around almost 7 lakh views, like complete seven. It was almost around 7 lakh, and I got $132 out of it
Okay,
as
700.
AdSense.
Yeah, so 700,000 views.
Yeah.
Okay, got it. And then when did you upload it?
It was around like 2 years back,
Mm, okay.
during June or July. Yeah.
Yeah, so that is low. So 700,000 views and
Yeah,
$132.
I
Yeah,
know.
yeah. So I definitely feel like in India, so it's really interesting because since there isn't, I'd say, as much of that AdSense opportunity, what's great is that you have the brand deals, but do you find then that there's less people wanting to get onto YouTube? So there's maybe more chance to grow and to be full time? It's less
I
competitive?
I've actually given it a lot of thought, and
Mm-hmm.
there are so many of bloggers these days, and so many, new people coming on YouTube time and
Mm-hmm.
again. Like
Mm-hmm.
like daily, you would see a new person starting with their channel,
Mm.
but after a few months, they just go away. And I
Mm.
think that's the reason because you're not getting enough from it. But if you're very regular and you do it for few years, I would say it really pays off.
Yeah.
But
Yeah.
initially, it just scares people off and they just go away.
That's hard though, because it's like it's a lot of work. Like it's a lot of work, and it's kind of like, but it's like anything. You have to go over that hump of like, okay, putting the time in, putting the work in, putting the effort in. You're
Yes,
not really getting it back, but like you said, be consistent and keep with it.
yes, yes. So two things are involved in it. Obviously, it's the money part, but first it should be if you want to do it. If you're only there for money, you will leave. Like YouTube is that hard, you will leave. So if you want to do it, if you are open to, take up the criticism and put your face there in front of so many people you have never met, never heard from, then you're good to go. Other than that, you will leave. Like
Yeah.
it's scary a little bit.
Yeah, I think it's so cool what you've done, and I love how you've really committed
Thank
yourself, and you've
you.
seen results from that. Like you're seeing that growth. That's incredible
Yes,
growth.
that's true.
So that's amazing.
Thank you.
Okay, so the next question is, what is your number one struggle with your YouTube channel?
Struggle would be to deal with, hate comments.
Mm.
But now I've made peace with that. I'm like, okay, that's gonna happen anyway. So let's just keep making videos and ignore that.
So do you get a lot of
Earlier,
hate comments?
not really,
Mm-hmm.
but even if I get one, I'm like, I'm replying to that and I'm talking to that person earlier, but now I'm like, okay,
Uh,
ignore
so
it.
you would
Now
engage
my
them, yeah.
audience reply to them,
Oh,
so they kind of help me.
that's
Yeah.
nice.
Yes.
That's nice. That's nice. Yeah, I think it's just like we talked about. It's just kind of like part of the territory that the hate comments.
True, true.
It's not nice. It's not fun. But like you said earlier, the YouTube audience is very very honest. So they're honest in everything, I guess.
Yes, that's
Uh,
entirely true. That thing just comes free with it.
yeah, it does. So if you were to start over right now, what would you do differently?
I think I would try to be more open about what's going inside. So, like right now, I work on topic based videos, and in that, I try to present a little bit of myself, but I want to be more open about how I actually, feel and think, to be more open about it. I'm trying my best to represent myself that way, but obviously it's camera. Whenever you're in front of it, you're like, okay, but I'm learning with it, and probably, I don't know,
Yeah.
hopefully soon. Yeah.
Yeah. So it's really just trying to get more open and sharing about
Yeah.
more about yourself personally.
Yes.
Yeah. I mean, it's always some people I feel like it's just like natural they share everything and in others
I
it's like,
know, it looks
it's
so real.
yeah, yeah, and others it's like okay, having to. But you did say earlier in the interview that you realized that, you did start to share more personal things and that's when you
Yes.
saw your channel start to take off.
Yes, that's true. That's true. But at the same time, I feel like as a YouTuber, there comes a barrier in between. Like there's a thin line. Like you are real to your audience, no doubt in that. But at the same time, you can't be like completely raw and everything because there's always that fear that they will judge you. But slowly, I'm trying to overcome that, and people are actually enjoying that. So that's great. So I'm very fortunate in the sense that my audience is very good. Like they don't judge that much. So slowly, I'm taking baby steps to come out of
You're doing
myself that way.
it to
Yeah.
get out of your shell. What is the favorite video that you've done that you've uploaded onto your channel?
To be very honest, the same video, the photography one, because that was something me coming out of my comfort zone. I was way too skeptical. I called every friend of mine. I was like, should I do it? Should I do it? Because this is some completely different. What if people would not want watch it? But people just loved it, and it's the highest viewed video on my channel. So that kind of
Yeah.
gave me more encouragement that okay, I can try new different things on my channel, and that I did.
Yeah. And have the other ones that you've done that are similar to that, have they done well as well?
Yes, yes, yes. So during quarantine, I made one how you can click your own photos without any tripod because people love that thing, like little hack and trick and affordability part of it. And again, that is like the second viewed, highest viewed video on my channel. So even if my video is not entirely based on photography, but these photography videos are the highest viewed
Yeah.
videos on my YouTube channel. Yeah.
Well, it kind of is telling you that this is what people want and encourage you,
Yeah.
like you said, to do more of it, to do variations
I
of it.
actually put out more similar sort of content on my YouTube channel around that period, and I keep making photography videos in between because I make other different kind of videos as well. So it's a mixture of everything.
Yeah, that's great.
Yeah.
And was there any video that you were really excited about that you uploaded onto your channel that just didn't do good?
So there's always this time whenever you think that this video is going to be, reaching its highest limits, that video will not do good. I don't know what's every single time. So mostly, people in general love, every type of video because they know already what kind of videos I'm putting. But as I said, that slowly I'm trying to, coming up out of my comfort zone and I'm trying to share more of my personal things and situations so that it might help other people as well. So people are also taking it slowly, so that is something which is going to take a little more time, but that's okay.
Yeah. Yeah.
People will get used to it. Yeah. Even I
What?
will get used to
Yeah,
it.
yeah. So, what is the biggest opportunity you got as a result of your YouTube channel?
As for you, okay, so I would say like this year only I actually started working on my YouTube channel, and then this, quarantine happened, so there weren't many opportunities as such.
Mm-hmm.
But after that, we were, getting contacted by many brands, and our audience was also reacting very well about it, so I
Mm-hmm.
would say that was a good result which came this year, I would say. But still there are like 2 months left, 2.5 months left, so
Mm-hmm.
let's see.
Let's
Let's hope for
see.
the
Might
best.
still, yeah, might still be some good stuff coming.
Yes.
What is your superpower that you think has led to your success on YouTube?
I guess people can copy your anything, like it could be your favorite dish
Mm-hmm.
or how you're wearing your clothes, but they cannot just take away how you're thinking. So the way I'm creating content and everything, I guess that is my superpower.
Mm-hmm.
And being consistent and being disciplined, so no one can take that away from me. Even if I'm not putting anything for a month, I know after that I'm gonna kill it. So that's
Yeah,
it.
I love that.
Yeah.
My discipline, my consistency,
Yeah.
nobody can take that away.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's a very good lesson. And last question is, what is the number one piece of advice that you would give somebody who is just getting started on YouTube, or maybe they have a channel but they just can't seem to have it take off?
Hmm. I would say, like, do not think yourself any short. Do not compare. First of all, I know this is something which comes very naturally
Mm-hmm.
because you're seeing so many people on the internet and you're always comparing one thing or the other. But at the same time, if you are thinking that you're a small YouTuber and no matter how many videos you're uploading, or if you're someone who wants to start their own YouTube channel, and you will think that okay, this is a hard work, you have to upload so many videos to reach a certain number, or if you're already putting so many videos and you haven't reached that number, I would say just keep creating videos, just keep exploring.
Mm-hmm.
It isn't like that your content is bad, or it's not something that like your content is not the problem.
Mm-hmm.
It's just that people haven't discovered you yet. So just
Mm-hmm.
keep making your, because that's the same thing which happened with me also.
Mm-hmm.
Like I created the same kind of content which I was creating, last year as well. It's just something I created more of it. So people would be like, her video is coming every single day on my home screen. Who is she? Let me click it.
Mm-hmm.
So just keep making videos and people will find you. Your content is great already. It's just that people haven't clicked on it yet. That's
Yeah,
it.
that's such a good mindset. And well, I mean, it's definitely worked out for you. Like you said,
Yes.
making that commitment, uploading every other day, and people start to see,
Yeah.
who is that girl? She's showing up a lot. I got to check her
Exactly.
out. So
That's what I do as well
yeah,
daily.
you're like that. Oh, they're like, who is she? So, well, I love that. Sonia, for our listeners and viewers, if they want to find you and learn more about you, where can they find you?
Okay, so my YouTube is Sonia Garg by my name only because there I'm the most regular. And other than that, I have my Instagram, Her Vagabond Life. So you will find me there on my stories and through my posts.
Awesome. Well, thank you so much, Sonia.
All right. It was such a
Bye.
nice chat with you.
Yes,
Bye.
thank you. Bye.